What up? It's Jake One, and I'm back with the behind the sample, a long-awaited behind the sample, and I brought my first guest forever, my little brother Sam Wish. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So this is one that like many people have been asking for the last couple of years. Brent Faiyaz has been away. It had a rather unique path, the loop didn't, to get to that place. So we'll kind of break some of that down. 2017, I took a trip to LA. Sam's living in LA. At this time, we're already making a ton of loops for people. Southside's kind of the main person we're working with. Doing a lot of collaboration stuff with him. Got invited to Camp for Tory Lanez by big homie slash little homie slash whatever you call somebody younger than you, more successful than you, Benny Blanco, name drop. So yeah, we got invited to that, and we made a bunch of loops for him, and I don't know if any of those ended up going.
Yeah, I don't think so,
but that one was one that we actually made off the clock. We didn't do it in the studio.
No,
we did it at Benny's house in the lavish pool house. So the original sample was called Lavish Pool House.
That it was.
And
inspired by the art on the wall and the plants in the living room.
I'm saying is, you want to be a super producer, you gotta get your plant game up.
Facts.
So, we make this loop. I think it's dope. It was one of my favorite ones we did at that time. Bring it to Southside. We met Southside at Chalice. Actually brought Alchemist to that session, name drop, which was pretty funny to me because I was like, wow, this is like two different worlds. Al was totally puzzled by the whole thing, but it was great. And I gave Southside, I don't know, whatever loops we made, and he made a bunch of beats. We were working on a project for this guy, Trill Sammy at the time, that was signed to Benny as well, with Southside. And basically Southside has given damn near all the beats we made that night to 21 Savage. So we end up with 2 on 21 Savage's album, and then there was a bunch of unreleased ones, and one of the unreleased ones had the sample that you guys know has Been Away. And that was my favorite joint. Out of all the ones we did, that was the one.
It was special for sure.
It was special, and maybe they just didn't want to listen to a dude that was 40-something at that time, and maybe they were right for that. But, I give it a year or two, nothing's happened with the song. They put out a whole nother album. I was like, all right, fuck it. This loop's too good. I'm putting it back in circulation. So
fast forward 2019.
Fast forward 2019, I give it to Nasen. Nasen goes in with Brent Faiyaz, and they cut what we know is Been Away. Yeah. And he also cuts Clouded, which you produced as well, which I think we got to call it a classic now. I mean,
we'll let the crowd decide.
All right. It's a classic maybe for under 30.
Maybe.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what that feels like right now.
I wouldn't know either, according to that.
So, basically we're gonna show how we made this one. At that time, me and Sam were doing a lot of stuff. We were working on planes because Tuxedo was traveling, where I would start something and I would hand him a laptop and he would go back to coach.
Yeah, Jake would walk back from first class and give me the laptop to work on the beat that he was working.
Oh shit. So we really had developed a thing at that point. So this was, I feel like, a really good example of that. So we're going to show you on Ableton how we put this together.
So while we were working in Benny's studio, I picked up a random guitar that he had laying around, probably played by Ed Sheeran or somebody.
Sheeran, Billy Joel, maybe Taylor Swift.
You never know with him.
Hella name drops.
Yeah. But just played this really simple loop that I recorded on the iPhone.
It's like almost like Ain't No Sunshine kind of sounding.
Like minor key.
We're going for that bluesy, dark. Because I do think when we were making loops at this time, and this is kind of in the beginning of me really being around Southside.
Yeah.
I would see the speed in which he went past anything that was major key.
Yeah, exactly.
And happy. So we were like, dark only, dark only.
Only minors.
Yeah.
And yeah, it took that guitar and just totally mangled it, totally turned it into something completely different. And so ultimately, chopped it up, changed the key, and got this super sick minor guitar line.
And what's cool about this, like, you're only taking like the one chord and pitching it up and down in the one strum. And you got that low one off that really, really brought it around and gave him that place to go.
Yeah, yeah. Both of those chords are just the same chord, but pitched down using the
Right.
Ableton pitch shifter. And after that, going back to how we were working in the process that we had, Jake was sending me just some one shots that we could fit in that he thought might work.
Yeah, it's the same stuff we were doing when we're on the plane or wherever we are on tour, on the tour bus, where, you know, I have this crazy library of sounds, single shot stuff that I was using to make my own instruments, basically.
Yeah. So we have the oohs that he sent me, which are just pitched. And yeah, you could barely even hear that.
Right, it's weird in the song. I don't even think I noticed that, but when we were playing the loop without it, it was like, oh yeah, something's missing.
For sure, for sure. And then the flute, of course, which at that moment we were going through a flute renaissance.
It was a flute rap renaissance. Yeah. We had Mask Off. We had that whatever the Drake song was.
Song, yeah,
so yeah, we had to throw a flute in there because that was what was hot. But the way you did this was really interesting because it's that same kind of concept you did with the guitar where you super fast, super slow, pitch up, pitch down, and it made it do some weird stuff. Like the melody it created, right? That like is weird as hell. On its own, it kind of doesn't make any sense.
It sounds like some Timbaland, something
for sure. Yeah, and it's interesting that they heard to do the drums like Timbaland on the beat.
True, yeah,
on the beat. So yeah, that's the flute layer. And then, you know, I think the thing that made this, that somebody could sing on it was when you went and played the actual conventional instruments you played.
Yeah, so just wanted to
played the Wurlitzer.
Yeah, the Wurlitzer to back up that flute line and make it a little bit more full sounding.
I feel like if that's there on its own, though, it's just not really doing much, right?
No, definitely not.
But it's play. Can you play that with the flute?
Yeah, for sure.
Like the combo of those two things is really cool. I'm always talking about trying to come up with unique sound, and we really did it on this one.
Yeah, for sure.
And Brent wrote a great song that touched people's hearts. I guess everybody wants to get money.
Yeah. And the only thing we added left was a random Arturia piano just to add some bass foundation and to provide some structure for the chords. And
right, and then they could go to that for like the regular main verse part.
That was pretty much it.
It still sounds good to me.
Still sounds good.
So there we go. Behind the sample, Brent Faiyaz has been away. Yeah. Jake One Sandwich. You've been asking. Should I bring more guests? Like I've kind of been toying with this idea, and I'm thinking about bringing more people in. Even if I didn't make the beat, it's fun to go through this.
I think we need Percocet and strippers next.
Oh, man, Rob is like G Coop is a superstar now, and you know. He's made a lot of hits. That isn't even remotely his biggest hit. So
we're gonna have to fly him out.
We might have to fly to his studio.
Oh, even better.
His studio in Oakland, because G Coop is the gear master. He's actually the reason I got into gear, like as far as the old synths and stuff. So big shout out to my boy G Coop. Always.
Dude.
Peace.